Okay, I think I'm about ready to drop the chassis from underneath the body. What I've done is I've put my hooks under the metal part of the bird cage, and to keep the hooks from digging into the fiberglass, I have some nice heavy duty bushings here that I put up against the metal part of the bird cage, and those will keep the hooks from rotating into the fiberglass, even though I believe that the pull is going to pull them away from the fiberglass. I just wanted to be doubly careful. What these go to is my big beam up on the top. I've got 2 sets of them. Go into the beam, hook to the front and the back of the bird cage. And I think we may be about ready to go. My intent here is to lower the chassis very slowly to make sure we don't have anything hanging it up on the body. Starting to move. Okay, I'm going to put it back up a bit. It appears I have too much weight in the back end. The supports for the nose aren't really supporting anything, so I'm going to go take some of that ballast out of the back end, and then we're going to try it again. But it's already come free of the frame, so there's just an opportunity for me to check everything else out again and be very careful about how this whole process goes. Okay, I double checked everything. I'm gonna try again. I don't have a lot of pressure on that front piece, but it does appear to be totally separated from the body, the frame from the body, so I'm going to try to go a little further. Still getting slack in those front pieces there. Makes me wonder if something's attaching it still at the back. I'm going to put it back up a little bit and double check again. Okay, what I found is in the back there's a rubber bladder that goes, it's under the gas cap and it's behind the rim of the gas cap cover. So it is actually holding the gas tank, which is going to stay with the chassis, to the body in this area. So it looks like about 4 Phillips screws to remove this ring here, and that should be good. Now that little seal there, if any rainwater gets in here or any gas, if you're filling it up, don't know if I can get over to get it, but there's a drain hose right there. Okay, and that drain comes out the back down here and attaches to the frame. Any rainwater, any gasoline that happens to get spilled will come out that overflow. So we're going to take that off and try again. Okay, the gas cap cover is off. One thing worth mentioning here, with it wide open, won't come out. With it partially open, it will. With it totally closed, it won't. So there's a sweet spot in here where this has to be just open enough, comes right out. Okay, we're going to try again. Okay, I'm still not satisfied with the balance of it, so I'm going to take some more of the weight out of the back of it. Okay, I still removed some more ballast. Did a lot of work I didn't have to do. Still not getting any pressure on that front end, even though the frame appears to have completely separated from the body. I'm going to take another look, and I'm not going to be happy until I get some ballast on that, or some weight on that front end. Just want to make sure this thing doesn't tip over backwards whenever I get the body or the chassis out from underneath it. Okay, after taking all of the ballast out of the back and actually putting a little bit on the front, I finally got some tension on the straps that are supporting the nose. So I think I'm good to go. The only reason I can think of that this balance was so far off from what I've seen in the past is I have the back strap a little bit more forward maybe than others, because I was going to run into problems with damaging the door if I didn't. Had I taken the doors off, I probably wouldn't have had as much of a problem. The other thing is I may have taken more off of the front end than other people before they did their lift, but I'm going to be rust-proofing those things anyway, so I would have wanted them off anyway. So here goes, another try. Okay, I heard a little bit of something, so I'm going to check it out, but it looks like it's pretty well off of the frame, and the body really didn't move as it dropped. Okay, I found what it was. The kickdown cable for the transmission is caught between the transmission and the exhaust pipe. Let's move that out of the way. The other thing that may have been there is the muffler on the passenger side may have grazed the body panel as it was coming off, but you know, it didn't really do any damage. Couldn't even see a mark on either one, but I'm just saying it might have because it was close. Okay, we're gonna try it again. Heard something else, so back to check it out. Okay, I believe the sound I heard was the muffler touching the body panel again. It's just barely touching, so it just makes that noise as it moves along. Something definitely popped up there. Gonna go check it out. Okay, that was pretty easy to find. As I've been dropping the chassis out from underneath the body, either the body or the chassis has moved, and the driver's side shock bolt was hitting up against the outside of the battery compartment in the back there. So I wedged a piece of wood up between them that should stay in place until the body clears the shock mount, and I think we're good to go. Okay, that was the wedge pulling out. Our kickdown cable has got wedged in there again. I have to free it up. As you can see, it takes a lot of checking and a lot of care so that you don't rip things off. Just going to pause it there for a minute and do some more checking. Okay, on checking it out again, the main wiring harness coming out near the gas tank there, coming out of the back of the passenger compartment, was almost catching on the gas tank, so I made sure that that won't get in the way anymore. And I think we are clear. Okay, I found that there's a wire that's been put in there aftermarket that goes to the choke. I've disconnected it to the choke. However, it is hanging up on something in the engine compartment, so I'm going to free that up before we go the rest of the way. Silly me, it wasn't caught at all. It was just dangling to where it looked like it was caught. And there you have one Corvette separated body from frame. I'm I'm going to shut this off while I put the ramps on the lift so that I can get the chassis out of the way and get the dolly up under the body. Okay, much to my surprise, when I dropped this down, the shifter was not attached to the transmission. So I think what I've been calling the kickdown cable is actually the transmission gear shift cable. I sure hope I'm right. Doesn't look like anything's broken there, so I think that's what it is, but we will see. Okay, I've got my dolly underneath it, and I got measurements for it off the internet. They look to be pretty good, so I'm just going to raise it the last couple inches till it contacts the body mount. Time for a check to make sure they're in the right place. Okay, they're all going to hit the body mounts perfectly, so I'm going to get it up to where they're touching, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, now that I've got the main ones on, I'm going to put ones that I am going to cut to length right now on the back and on the front body mounts, and then I will figure out a way to support the nose on the tongue of that trailer. Okay, the chassis is back on the lift. Just doing a quick photo of it here. Got the body over in the corner on the rack. It was a job for one guy to move that, but got it done and no damage. So we'll start attacking the frame and all the parts on it next.